Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts after seeing the premiere for The Walking Dead Season 7 on the most emotional deaths in the series so far. Okay, and spoiler warning if you have not seen the premiere for Season 7 as of yet. So pretty excited for tomorrow night. Got a few more videos coming for you guys. If you missed it earlier, I did release one, which was a radio interview, iHeartRadio, with David Brody and Jamie of the Elvis Duran in the Morning Show. So check that out. It's about 30 minutes long. It's very informative. We go through lots of stuff, and it's quite a bit of fun. So if you haven't seen that yet, definitely check that one out in the channel. It's kind of a special one. It's like a podcast radio interview, so it's really cool. So I had a lot of fun doing it, and I really highly suggest you guys check it out if you get a chance today. So since I already did that one, which is longer, this one will be kind of a shorter video, and that is of the most emotionally impactful deaths so far. So I was going to do like maybe a top 5 or a top 10, but I decided, you know what, I probably won't do that because it's really hard to say like which death is more impactful than another, and it really depends on the person, I think, and who they emotionally become attached to over the course of the series. Of course, just recently with the double death in the premiere, the huge deaths in the premiere, I mean, they're some of the most emotionally impactful we've had in the series. If I was going to do a top 5, I think they both have to be, you know, definitely in the top 5. I feel like Abraham's death isn't nearly as sad in compared to if you're looking at both. His is more shocking, crazy, but he takes it like a champ, and it's not. To me, he goes out in like the best way you could possibly go out. He goes out with a nice tagline at the end. He gives the peace sign, and it's definitely a sad, emotional death, but I definitely feel, if I have to compare the two, that the second death is more emotional with Glenn. It's also shocking, it's also unexpected, and but to see him with Maggie and that iconic comic book moment play out and how Maggie reacts afterwards, I definitely would have to say the death of Glenn, for me, personally, was more emotional than Abraham's death. I was kind of like, I was, sad to see Abraham killed off and Michael Cudlett's not being in the show anymore, of course, the goodbye videos that they've done. But with him, I feel like he kind of went out like a champ. He went out in such a cool fashion that it's like telling Negan to suck him off, so it's like so cool. It like emotionally, it like took away from, I wasn't so like, distraught. I was kind of like, okay, well, we knew someone was going to be killed. It was him. At least he got to tell him off before he died. And he also did so without fear, and he did so with like kind of like sadness, but it was I thought it was good. Overall, I thought the death of Abraham was pretty good. It was handled well, and it is still sad, but at least he got to say his piece before he went. Glenn's was like out of confusion and, just realizing what's happening as his head is half caved in, eyeball popping out, and just the brutality of it was really crazy. The reaction from Maggie, it's got to be near the top for the series as one of the most emotional deaths there has ever been. Is it number 1? For me, it's not, even though it's really close. I've always kind of seen The Walking Dead through the lens of Rick and the point of view of Rick. So for me personally, different deaths in the series, and as I was making this video, I was making a thumbnail, and I'm like, God, there's so many. Like, who do I even put in here? There's so many characters that have been killed off now. It's crazy. But some of the most impactful ones in the series, like we had, the death of Hershel, which I attribute it kind of to like myself. Like, okay, Hershel is kind of like your zombie apocalypse dad, for example, like your zombie apocalypse father, from Rick's perspective. You've got the death of Lori, which is like losing your zombie apocalypse unfaithful wife, which a lot of people dislike her, but still for Rick, you can definitely feel it's his wife and everything. The death of Beth, which is somebody, I get the feeling like, maybe not as strong on her own, want to protect her from Daryl's perspective, and is not able to do so. We had like Lizzie and Mika, right? The death of Lizzie, which was tragic too, from Carol's perspective. Sophia, Tyreese, Andrea, Dale, Shane, Noah, and, so many others that were sad as well too. For me, Up until this point, I still have to go with the death of Lori, I think, as being the most emotional moment in the series. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we see the series from that lens of Rick. And for me, Glenn, as much as we see Maggie and we see all of that, it feels more like Glenn is like the death of a really, really close friend, like a really good friend, rather than the death of a direct loved one. Like you could say, like you also can see that Rick would care for Glenn and love Glenn like he's family too, and they try to tether that at the end with the line, he's our family too, which he can barely say, which is very sad. Definitely. But for me, I'm not sure why. It just seems to me like almost nothing will top the death of Lori. Maybe because of that perspective, because of that point of view of us seeing the series through the eyes of Rick, and that being Rick's wife and his reaction to it and everything, the baby being born. Very tragic. So Hershel probably would be next for me. We're looking at then definitely Glenn as well too. Hershel with his kids watching and everything, and that's really brutal. And the governor, and he's so evil and everything, and and then we've got Beth as well, and all the others as well too. And Andrea was really sad as well too, because she's another mainstay type of character. And then Shane also was kind of confusing, kind of sad as well too, because he's one of my favorite characters in the show. But in terms of emotion, the most emotionally impactful death, I still got to go with Lori, and then maybe Hershel, and then I'd probably go with Glenn, and then some of the others. But that's just me. You guys can write your comments below. For you, who was the most emotionally impactful death that you got to see in the series so far? Which one hit you closest? Was anybody like Tyreese, Andrea, some of the others? There's some really sad ones. Dale, write your comments below, guys. Lizzie, maybe, or Mika. Mika, you could say Mika because, she didn't do anything wrong or anything. She's just a kid, and her sister is so screwed up. So there's definitely lots with regards to death and dead characters in The Walking Dead, as there should be. You guys can write which ones got you the most, which ones were the most impactful for you, and thumb up each other's. If you see somebody who agrees with you, comment to it and thumb it up so I can see, like, who do people think is the most? Is it Glenn? Is it Lori, like with me? Is it maybe Shane or Andrea or one of these other characters? Write your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. Check out the radio interview from before. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, bottom left, please subscribe. You can also add me on Facebook, add me on Twitter if you guys haven't done so yet. Everything syncs through to that, so I can give you notifications on new videos and stuff. And really excited for tomorrow night's episode. Got lots of more stuff coming, a couple Q&As probably tomorrow. So heads up for those as well too, guys. Lots of fun. The Walking Dead is back. This is awesome. And let's enjoy this season. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya. You can share, you can favorite, you can subscribe. Hell, you're all going to be doing that.